Anya, I lived a life of privilege, a life dictated by societal expectations. A gilded cage, they called it. But within its walls, a yearning for something more, something real, began to stir.
Raised in luxury, she had everything she could ask for, except someone who loved her for who she truly was, not for her family's wealth or status. Beneath her designer clothes and polished smile, she craved the warmth of a love untainted by expectations and free from her family's shadow. Surrounded by the best that money could buy, she found herself feeling isolated, yearning for a connection that went beyond material things. Her family's influence was immense, but she longed for someone who would see her, not the life she was born into, and love her for her heart. With everything at her fingertips, the one thing she wished for most was a love that could pull her away from the pressures and expectations of her world.
Anya, it was in the heart of the city, in a world far removed from my own, that I discovered a passion, a love, that would change my life forever.
I had always felt like an outsider in the gilded cage of my family's wealth, but stepping into the bustling streets, I felt free for the first time. Among people who didn't know my name or my family, I could finally just be. I found myself drawn to a small cafe tucked into a narrow side street, where the scent of coffee mingled with the sounds of laughter and quiet conversations. There, I met someone who saw beyond my last name, who looked at me not as a symbol of status, but as a person with dreams and hopes. In those moments, surrounded by the simple, unpolished beauty of the city, I realized that love had found me. Not in the life I was given, but in the one I was creating on my own.
Ethan, that painting, it speaks to you, doesn't it? Anya, yes it does. Ethan, then you understand.
Then you understand how a single brushstroke can hold 1,000 secrets, he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. Anya's heart skipped. She felt as though he'd read her soul in an instant, exposing the parts of herself she kept hidden. I do, she replied softly, her voice wavering with a mix of vulnerability and intrigue. In that moment, surrounded by strangers, it felt like they were the only two people in the world, bound by an unspoken connection that neither fully understood, but neither wanted to break.
Anya, our love was a secret, a forbidden fruit. We met in hidden corners, our hearts pounding with every shared moment.
Anya's voice softened as she recalled those stolen nights under city lights, where every whisper felt like a promise too precious to break. They laughed in the shadows, their laughter quiet but filled with the intensity of knowing that each moment was fleeting. The thrill of secrecy made every glance, every touch, feel like fire, a fire that couldn't be extinguished even if they tried. But as the world around them remained oblivious, their hidden world grew more vivid, more alive, until Anya wondered how long they could keep their love in the dark without it spilling into the light.
Father, this is unacceptable, Anya. You cannot disgrace our family name. Anya, but father, I love him.
Anya felt a sinking weight in her chest as her father's words echoed in the room, filling every corner with disapproval. Her mother's silence was just as piercing as her father's words, each unspoken thought heavy with unyielding tradition and expectation. Why can't they see him as I do? Anya thought, frustration and heartbreak colliding within her. Her father's stern gaze held no sympathy, as if love itself was an offense to the family honor. Despite the tension thickening the air, Anya stood her ground, her love for Ethan a quiet but unwavering defiance against their demands.
Ethan, the world didn't understand my art. It saw only the canvas, not the soul behind it.
Ethan stared at his unsold paintings lining the walls, each one a piece of himself that the world seemed to overlook. With every passing day, his empty wallet reminded him that passion alone wasn't enough to keep him afloat. "They don't see what I see," he whispered, his gaze locked on a painting that held months of his life, his struggles and dreams hidden beneath brushstrokes. Bills piled up on his desk, their weight pressing down on him like a silent critique of his dedication to his art.
Anya, we can't let them control our destiny. Ethan, together we can overcome anything.
Anya and Ethan walked along the quiet shore, the world fading away as the waves whispered promises of freedom. For the first time in a long time, Anya felt the weight of expectations lift, replaced by the warmth of Ethan's hand in hers. "This is our place," she murmured, the secluded beach their sanctuary from prying eyes and judgmental voices. Ethan's eyes held a fierce determination as he gazed at her, the belief that their love could conquer anything shining brighter than the setting sun. In that moment, surrounded by sand and sea, they felt unstoppable, bound only by their dreams and each other's embrace.
Anya, love demanded sacrifices, sacrifices that would test the depths of our souls.
Anya stood at the crossroads, torn between her heart and the family she had known all her life, each choice a painful sacrifice. Tears filled her eyes as she realized that love sometimes meant losing a part of yourself to protect the one you cherish. How much is too much to give? She wondered, her heart aching with the weight of what she was about to lose. She knew that whatever decision she made, a piece of her soul would be left behind, a quiet casualty of love's demands. As she took a deep breath, Anya braced herself, ready to face the consequences of a choice that would alter her life forever.
Mother, choose your path, Anya. Your family or your love.
Anya's heart raced as her mother's ultimatum echoed through the room, a final line drawn between the life she knew and the love she longed for. She looked into her mother's eyes, searching for a trace of understanding, but found only the cold, unyielding weight of tradition. "I wish you could see him the way I do," she whispered, her voice laced with both defiance and sorrow. Her family's faces were etched with disappointment, yet she felt a surge of strength, knowing this moment would define her future. With a deep, steadying breath, Anya prepared to make the hardest decision of her life, aware that whichever path she chose, there would be no turning back.
Anya, love, true love, is worth fighting for. It is a force that can overcome any obstacle, any prejudice.
Anya and Ethan walked side by side, their fingers entwined, feeling the warmth of the setting sun on their faces as they left the past behind. With every step, Anya felt lighter, the weight of expectations melting away in the golden glow of the horizon. The world around them was silent, as if even the earth understood the strength of their love and the battles they had fought to protect it. Ethan squeezed her hand, a silent promise that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. As they disappeared into the sunset, Anya felt a peace she had never known, knowing that true love, their love, was a victory worth every sacrifice.
A love beyond wealth. A love beyond wealth. A love beyond wealth.